He has done a lot of things to me. So no, I don't regret calling him that word. Because any man, I don't care what skin color you are, any person who tries to steal your house and your home is a fucking
fucking four little fucking thug bitches.
I love black people.
Fucking thug bitches.
I love black people.
And they said something they didn't like, it was automatically that fucking nigger.
I love black people.
Black lives matter.
I love black people.
Black lives matter.
I love black people.
Well, these Black Lives Matter, they did take a kneel peacefully, and you didn't fucking listen to them. Is there lingering racism in me? Maybe. I'm with Ice Cube. Yeah. I'm with Ice-T. Yeah. I'm with Snoop Dogg.
I love black people.
Yeah. You want me to feel good about black people after being robbed?
I love black people.
Yeah. The fuck you are, it just came out.
Because I'm not a racist, I love black people.
Yeah.
I'll be fucking racist all day long. Because I'm not a racist, I love black people.
Yeah. But it's okay for them to call me a white nigger.
Because I'm not a racist, I love black people.
Yeah. They think what they do, they can get away with because they're black.
I love black people.
Yeah. Go fuck yourselves, all of you.
Because I'm not a racist, I love black people.
Yeah. I don't owe you shit, nigger.
Yes, you do.
I love black people.
Fucking thug bitches.
I love black people.
Fucking thug bitches.
I love black people.
And they said something they didn't like, it was automatically that fucking nigger.
I love black people.
Black lives matter.
I love black people.
Black lives matter.
I love black people.
Well, these Black Lives Matter, they did take a kneel peacefully, and you didn't fucking listen to them. Is there lingering racism in me? Maybe.
I'm a Niger. I'm a Niger. Like a major Niger. You can derive what word I'm saying without saying it.
White nigger. Call me a white nigger.
I'm a Niger. I'm a Niger. Like a major Niger.
I'm part Nigerian, which is where we get the N-word. So does that give me clout in the community? I'm just reporting facts, folks. That's all I'm doing. I'm like Alex Jones reporting facts.
I'm a Niger. Like a major Niger.
Like when you accept Jesus, it changes your DNA. I believe that.
What the fuck is so interesting about Michelle Obama, and what the fuck did she do in the White House that made her so great anyway? And is it because she's black? Is that the only greatness she has, is she's black, and
You want to try to be in the cool I'm not racist card game?
Alright. It's enough of that stupid shit. Hello, how are y'all doing today? I'm gonna actually wait a few minutes. Let me know if my sound is good. Yes, this song is great. Excuse me, this song is great. I can't wait to have an opportunity to play it over and over and over and over again. Hello, people. Some of y'all who are fans of other venues, we'll call them that, probably just heard me on Emo's channel. And some of you may have just come from Emo's channel. Hello, how are you? I'm pretty sure people are wondering. I've been watching good old Mr. Howling Wolf for quite some time. And when I'm not on here, I like to watch shit shows and scope out potentials, we'll say that. Is that Missy in the chat? What's going on, Missy? We're gonna discuss Missy. I don't think even you. There's quite a few people. Speaking of which, quite a few people who have no idea what this video is down here. Some of you have heard of this video. Some of you have heard about this video. Even less of you have actually seen it. Now, what this video is it's similar to the video that I played a few weeks back, where it's Shani's mom talking about her experience with Shani. But Shani kind of went on after that video was made to say some very disparaging things about her father. That is the elderly gentleman that you see here next to what is Betty. Well, who we know is Betty, not what is Betty. Betty's a person, not a what. So next to Betty is obviously Shani's father. Now, let me forewarn some of you people. Take what you hear with a grain of salt, right? Now, why would her own parents lie about her? I don't know, but there's always that possibility. Take anything you hear on this channel with a grain of salt. Some of it is a bit disturbing. And so I saw someone mention it in the chat. You've probably heard me reference one of the things mentioned in this video, and some of it's going to become very awkward and a little ironic too when you hear what supposedly has transpired in Shanny's past. Now, of course, we're gonna expect a response to this. Again, this is not my fucking video at all. This was uploaded by Shanny's parents. What's going on? Say for Sonic. This was uploaded by Shanny's mother. That's the only reason I even have this in other videos. So she can be as upset as she wants to, but don't get me wrong. I understand how awkward it is. If my mother was on YouTube, you learn quite a lot of things about me, and some of them may be a bit more embarrassing than others. But at the same time, I'm not on here saying that I want my mother's head on a platter and that my mother pimped me out to child prostitute rings and pulled my arm out of my socket and was beating me half to death at the other. There's so much that Shanny has actually said about her parents that a part of me sort of understands that, you know what, I have all these random, potentially hundreds of people thinking that I'm this sack of shit from my child line. And so I get it. You know, you feel the need to set the record straight. And that's what this is. To also keep in mind, this is the same father that Rev News had threatened to beat. This is a guy who had heart surgeries. I think maybe knee surgery as well. I could be wrong about that. But I want to say he had a triple bypass. I could be wrong about that. I don't keep a track of people's medical conditions, so someone in the chat, feel free to correct me on that. And I think Hillary Pugh and a few others are pretty good on, and Sabella as well, on sort of what went on. But they're obviously elderly folks. These are elderly folks who have ailing health. They're in their latter years, and these are two people who allowed Shanny to stay in their house after Shanny got a divorce from Chris. The videos that you see on Fundy Archive are from their house. The house that they're in right now is that same house. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, they're going to talk about that experience. You're going to hear them reference that, and in not probably, I wouldn't say greater detail than the mom did, but there's a few things that the dad was sort of shocked about because he doesn't actually watch all this stuff. He's familiar, obviously, through Betty, because Betty, she's probably watching right now, actually, but she keeps him abreast as to what Shanny's saying, what Shanny's doing, and of course it just disappoints him. He wants really no part of it, but this is one of the rare occasions where he felt the need to speak out because, well, you know Shanny, she makes up stuff. So you'll even probably hear Shanny at one point in time say that her father sexually abused her. You know, and I know there's quite a few women who are even now doubting that she was ever actually sexually assaulted. I know at least 3 or 4 women who have just said, you know what, I don't believe her on that because she lies so much. So you're going to hear some of the things that could act as, I guess you could say, as a precursor to her current lies. So, oh, hi, Shanny, Rev, G-Man, how are y'all doing? Welcome to the show. This is New World, by the way. I've been playing this and enjoying my weekend. It's been very fun. I like this game a lot. So, anyway, who are these people? These two below me are Shanny for Christ's parents, and they will introduce themselves in a second. So, without further ado, let me click on the video. Let me make sure this fucker. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Hi, I'd like to point this towards Shannon for Christ, or Shanny for Christ, as most of you know her. I just want you to know that things need to get set straight. There's a lot of things that she's reporting that are not true. There's absolutely no reason in the world for her to go around attacking her parents, or her mother especially, like she does. That woman has been sick for a long time, physically, not mentally. She is sharp as a tack. I love this woman greatly. She has done nothing wrong to this girl. I don't understand why she's been acting like this, except that she's been doing it for the past 20 years plus. She's given me a great deal of grief all my entire life that I've known her. The truth of the matter is she's nuts in ways. And
she's got...
I really do not understand why she attacks people after they help her so much. This is something that she's done repeatedly to a lot of you people, too. I mean, she will attack anybody that says nice things about her and does things for her, and then she'll turn around and stab them in the back.
Can I interject?
So much of a
I'm
shock.
sorry. First of all, hello everybody. This is my first live stream. I've never done a live stream before. I've only tested the live stream thing out. I just want to make you aware that my husband was here on the day that Shannon's last video talks about. He was here the entire day. We had the police over how many times that day?
3.
3 times, yeah. He was here the whole time, which is one thing. But he was here.
Times.
Yeah, he had to take off work lots of times because of her antics, for lack of a better word, and whatnot. But you know, Shannon's going to say stuff no matter what. She does have borderline personality disorder, and I have not responded to her. I've closed my accounts down because she had little trolls that were bothering me. He knows because I said, I've got to do this. I can't take this anymore.
I see that.
There's a lot of people like in the community, the great debate community, that I absolutely have a lot of respect for, and have been very supportive during this time when Shannon does nothing but attack her family, mostly me. I gotta admit it, but I'm trying to take this.
This video's about
where I'm not,
2-3 years old,
blubbering or crying about it or anything, because I have to remember that she does have a mental illness.
Was this last year?
And
No, this could've been
a lot of
last
the
year.
behavior and the characteristics that she has are characteristic of borderline personality disorder. I was originally going to have this live stream. Originally, I was going to do it Saturday night. I let a couple people know. Of course, they didn't answer me back on it, and I don't blame them. I think a lot of people kind of want to get away from her, and especially with the situation, with the way she's been presenting herself online, for lack of a better way to say it.
Might be a year old.
Recently, I had to step away from her. I had to step away from people on YouTube that knew her, and listening to how they're trying to figure out why she's the way she is and why she keeps lying and why, she says the things that she does and always stirring up trouble. She likes to attract negative attention, and the purpose of this video is not to give her negative attention. It's because she addresses these things about her mother, but she forgets that her father was here during the time that she lived here, and especially that last day that she keeps talking about over and over again.
Okay, yeah, I might actually have that date wrong. I think, this video is probably one of the, youngest videos out of the whole set of videos from her mother or her parents. I did forget to say this. I want to sort of prompt all of you. Seems like 2 years old. It could be, I want to say this is about 2 years old. I want to say, but I mean, it's neither here nor there. It's not a relatively old video at all. But I want to forewarn you. There are some disturbing things that will be mentioned. Violence, sexual abuse, that sort of thing will be referenced, and probably more than once. I also want to sort of prompt people to listen for something. You will probably hear a reference to this video in the near future. Not from me. But you will hear references to this video, and I want you to listen for the retcon of events, because they're going to go over what actually happened. There's, police reports every time Shanny does shit, but that's fine. You're going to hear a retcon. You're going to hear excuses for deplorable behavior. And I want you to listen for that. It's going to happen. You're also going to hear the mention that someone gave somebody money or helped someone out. I've been kind of sitting back and listening, and I said this before, probably maybe 2 weeks ago, a week or 2 weeks ago, that anytime you hear Rev mention his involvement with anyone, he can't help but to mention how he helped them at one point in time, or he gave them money. He cannot help himself. You are going to hear it. I promise you. I promise you. If you don't believe me, go back and listen to the last few videos he's been making about Vaughn, about G-Man, about whoever. It's habitual. You're going to hear it from Rev when he references them. So, anyway, I'm just letting y'all know. Some of y'all probably already picked up and can already expect it. I see Annabelle in the chat. Annabelle already knows. She's been around for a while. And look, Annabelle's been around according to G-Man, so I don't know. But anyway, listen for that. It's going to happen. So, anyway.
But, anyway, what I want to do is I want to have Joe take a look at the video. I'm going to bring the video up of what she made today and what she said. This is the first time he's ever seen one of her videos in its entirety. So
I'm not sure I'm ready for this.
I'm so sorry.
I hope I don't start crying.
No.
But I don't think I'm going to. I'm just angry about her attacking me like this. It's
That's
just
so sad.
often.
That's so sad.
She has no reason for it. She's got a good life now, doesn't she?
Well,
that's
the thing. I mean, she has everything that she wanted, that she said that she wanted, and she's got it now, and she has all the weed she wants to smoke.
Love you, Annabelle.
She's able to buy whatever she wants. She called me materialistic last year, if you remember, because I went to the dollar store and I bought decorations for my Christmas tree.
And she's the one with the...
And I'm not materialistic. I'm actually like this little bumpkin who, you know, grows her own food, and, you know, a lot of the things that I have are secondhand. And
she's the one with the velour
and
stiletto.
it's not just me. I mean, that's just how we choose to live.
The velour stiletto chairs.
Yep.
You didn't see those chairs, did you?
No, but I mean, God.
Well, I know. All right, that's her choice. You know, she wants to live like that. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I want her to be happy with her life. I really do. And
well, why can't she just be happy with what she has? Know that we're all right.
Because
I mean, she knows we're all right. We are okay. I mean, we got some physical issues, but damn it, we're happy together. We love each other.
we've had a lot of physical issues. I had 2 major heart surgeries in the last 2 years, and I actually spent a good portion of every week of my life, and sometimes every other day, in a chair receiving blood products. My blood, I was bleeding somewhere internally, and it actually took them 2 years to figure out where that was coming from, believe it or not. We have issues with the hospital, and we've switched hospitals since then, and I'm doing well. I feel a lot better than I have in a long time. And my husband has had, surgeries.
2 knee surgeries.
Yeah.
Kidney surgery.
And this is about the time.
And I got another one coming up.
Yeah, he does. He has another one coming up. And we just try to stay strong for each other. We're just hanging in here, I mean, the last thing I want to do, I don't have any problem. I'm going to be united on this, right?
Yeah.
We don't have any problem with our other kids. We have a very happy family. We have grandchildren. We're actually going to be all together in November.
Except for Shannon and her family.
Yeah. And really, honestly, when we do get together as a family, what she doesn't realize is that we all end up at some point in the holidays talking about her and how much it hurts not having her there and how much we miss her. And we miss her. She left us before she left us physically. I mean, whatever her mental illness has done to her. And I don't want to use her mental illness always as an excuse, because she does make choices for herself. She's had I know I get a lot of questions all the time from people on YouTube that, watch her behavior. And it's like, well, I know Christina Blackfeather. Several people have asked, well, hasn't she gotten any therapy? And yeah, she's gotten therapy over the years. And many times the problem is our mental health system is so poor in this country that when you don't have health insurance, it's really expensive.
And it's
to
really
go.
not that great in this area either.
No, it's not that great in this area.
They
We're really limited up here because we're so far
The
up
area
north.
here has failed her.
Yeah, we're definitely.
I mean, she had mental health issues here, and social services was aware of it, and they didn't help her. It didn't help her at all.
No, it didn't help her at all. She had lost her kids while she was here.
Oh.
And it's ironic because I noticed in her videos she's always trying to blame me for calling social services. But the person that called social services on her was her ex-husband's mother. She's the one that called. And my husband always said, why didn't you just call me at work? I could have calmed her down. You know, we could have taken care of this. Molly. That's my dog, sorry.
That's very important. Shani's lied about
baby.
this before. She blamed it on anybody else but who actually was responsible. She's known the entire
She's
time.
kind of scruffy looking. She needs a bath really bad. Sorry.
Don't bark no more.
But yeah, what happened is speaking of the mental health situation, getting back to that, it costs a lot of money to go see someone. Sometimes they want to see you every week. Sometimes they want to see you once a month. Even at once a month, the fees are so high. And when you're working on at a minimum wage job, or like her not working at all, which she does most of the time, she really, since her first job, she's never had a job longer than just a few weeks. But that's also typical of people with borderline personality disorder. And like she'll get a job and then she'll be there for a couple weeks and something will happen and she's not going back again, and it's happened over and over. And I think that
it's kind of sad, and I imagine it has to be really hard on your, esteem. It's got to hurt when you're not wanted back at your job for some reason or other. And some of it is really unfair in this world because your looks count for a lot, and that's unfortunate. But the thing is they see her in some of this outfits that she's wearing, or like, the veil or the garish makeup and things like that.
Oh, on the videos. Yeah, social services up here was watching her when her kids were taken away on YouTube.
You get judged for that alone itself. So if you look kind of crazy, people are going to think you are. But the thing is she's done some pretty nutty things to us.
Well, what I was going to finish saying is with the mental health thing, what happened with her is they had her, she was diagnosed wrong. She was not diagnosed with
diabetes,
borderline personality disorder originally. They diagnosed her as being bipolar. And a lot of times they can be bipolar along with the borderline personality disorder, but the SSRIs, the antidepressants that they put them on, can actually make borderline worse. And in her case, that's almost exactly what happened. She was on a pretty hefty dose of Prozac at that time. It was like 40 milligrams or something like that, I think. Don't quote me on it, but she was on a pretty hefty dose of it, went cold turkey off of it, decided she had it. They see things in their mind with the borderline personality disorder. So she had it in her mind that Chris was cheating on her. This is before they got married. She was living with him at the time, with her boys, and she cut her wrists. And Chris's mother came over and called the police and Child Protective Services, and that's when they had taken the boys away.
They were living in our house, but the thing is I wasn't home and neither was she. I was at work and she was out at
I wasn't. I was down in North Carolina. I was with Shannon's brother because he was trying to get through college at the time.
Oh, that's
right. And I was
right.
helping him pay for his apartment and that kind of thing.
People
this is
trying to
basically
do better in life.
Right after we got married, but before you moved up.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like I said, and that's why I try to give some trigger warnings to some of y'all out there who may be sensitive to some of this stuff. I know some of y'all think, trigger warnings, fuck all that shit. Some of this shit's serious, believe it or not. And I just got done reading an email somebody sent me. There are people going through real shit. You know what? And some of it's so out there and so traumatic that I can't even remotely relate to it. So I don't mind telling folks that, you know what, this may not be for you. And what they're describing here, it's to me, it's a bit upsetting, because you hear what the mom is saying, that because Shanny can't fucking really manage herself, and she always needs that fucking attention, her brother, who's trying to go to college, trying to do something with his fucking life, has to have his resources sapped away and the attention away from him while he's trying to accomplish something, because she needs fucking attention. And like, how selfish do you have to be? There are other people who are related to your own brother. Like, how just, and it's, you got a family. Like, I don't understand that. Like, I get it. People are fucked up mentally. As somebody who 80% disabled, most of it for fucking mental disorders, I got it. I empathize there. But there's a point where you have to take personal responsibility, and that's something that I don't think that she was ever really, I don't think she ever internalized that. And I kind of see where Shanny got her expectation to sort of expect other people to bend over backwards for her, because to me, you can kind of hear it in what they're saying, that, you know, they're blaming the system, they're blaming this, they're blaming that. There's less of an emphasis on Shanny taking responsibility. Okay, the world's gonna judge you. That's hey, as a black man in America, I got that. But that doesn't give me an excuse for not fucking making the shit better for myself. If I know that, maybe I shouldn't make myself 500 goddamn pounds. If I understand this about the world, maybe I should place myself in a better position so I can succeed. Instead, it comes across, and this is kind of one of the aspects of these videos that I don't like, is that everything else is pointed at, other than Shanny, take responsibility, own your shit, be a fucking adult. And I think this is where this attitude comes from. I don't think the dad's a bad person. I don't. I think he just, you know what? That's my daughter. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I can for her. I got it, man. I got it. But it's my opinion that I don't think enough emphasis was placed upon her throughout her formative years that she needs to own her shit. And that's why you have the monster that you see now. Even my 9-year-old knows that he's responsible for his shit. He can't blame anybody else. He can't blame nobody for his shit. And I think that if that was emphasized a bit more, maybe she would have came out different. I don't know. And I know this is me backseat fucking parenting. Absolutely. Absolutely. But that's sort of what I pick up in what I hear here. And it may be unfair. And please, if y'all think I'm being unfair with that assessment, please say something. But just based on what I've experienced, what I've seen, what I'm hearing, that's sort of what I'm coming to. But I want to reevaluate that. I don't want to stay there, because again, that just even to me it sounds like that's backseat parenting. If y'all not familiar with that phrase. Your WWE 2K viewer says she's 640 pounds, so it's canon. Okay, that works.
So before I moved back up here, because he moved up here because we used to live down in North Carolina, but Pope Air Force Base closed down. My husband's a veteran, by the way. And he still works for the government, and they closed Pope Air Force Base down, and he ended up getting a job up here.
Transferred up here
at the 148th Fighter Wing, and he'd been up here for over 10 years.
10 years now.
Yeah, for quite a while. But anyway, I keep jumping around. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get my thoughts together. We kind of did this impromptu. I actually wasn't going to do, I wanted to do a live stream Saturday. Nobody took interest in it. So I kind of said, oh, well, the heck with it. I'll just, maybe I should just. She hasn't talked about me in the last week or so. So I'm fine. Boom. Today she had the video on. Bringing me up on it when she doesn't even know where my new channel or anything like that.
This is impromptu. It really is.
Impromptu. But I want him to hear her, what she says. And he was here that day. He was here through the whole thing when she came to me. She had just gotten out of jail, and I think she was at behavioral health. She's been in behavioral health many, many times.
Shocker.
He can tell you.
Yeah.
Because he's the one who called the police for help when she used to get really wacky doodles and go crazy and yelling and screaming and drinking really heavily and partying with her friends and then fighting with her friends. Who was that girl she got in that fight with and the cops were over?
I don't know. I mean, how many fights has she been in?
It's been a lifetime of this. I shouldn't laugh. It's right now. It's
so if you guys did not know that Shani has a history of violence, I know that term gets, or that phrase gets thrown around a lot. But when I say that she has a history of violence, this is actually what I'm referring to by her own parents even saying that when she doesn't get her way or she feels it's necessary, she will physically assault people. That again, you can look up her police record, you can listen to this, you can talk to other people, and even listen to a recent video that she said where she admits to using violence to get her point across. That's something that an abuser says. That is an astonishing insight into one's own mentality. That it's a lot of irony with that too, because she likes to call other people abusive, but if you overtly admit that you just use violence to get your point across, then what type of person does that make you exactly? I mean, I find it odd that that's not been very effective, but you know, she gets slappy, right? So that's landed her in jail. That's landed fucking the police to come and deal with her how many times, right? And this evidently happens since a young age, and she's still not learned. She's still not learned from that. But it's sad, really. It is sad. And again, you guys heard it here that she lost her kids even when she was staying with her parents. She lost her kids, right? But this is the person that's psychoanalyzing. This is the same person who's trying to look down her nose at other people. Yeah.
my way of kind of coping.
We're trying to get through this.
Yeah. I don't want to sit here and start blubbering and crying, and so I'm kind of stuffing my emotions in a different direction. That's all I know how to do right now. It'd
be a lot easier to cry about this whole situation.
But yeah. So anyway, she had been in behavioral health. She went to jail, and she came here. It was really strange. I mean, I heard "Mama, Mama, Mama," and that's like the kind of voice she had when she was a little girl. Well, what does a mother do? The first thing a mother does is, it's my child. It's just automatic with a mother, you know? And I'm like, Shannon, what's going on? I opened the door. She was barefoot. She smelled really bad. She just gotten out of jail. I guess they didn't allow her to bathe or something. I don't know. Her feet were black. And
she was barefoot, walking around the city.
She said, Chris left me. I just got out of jail. I don't know where my boys are. So I said, okay, come in the house. One of her co-workers from when she was driving a taxi cab during that time when Chris cut his job back because he was going to go to school. So he was working, I guess, 20 hours a week at that time. When she told Chris that I fucking hate you. And this is after he supported her and her children on a just slightly over minimum wage job for 7 years.
Yeah.
You know, since they had gotten married. He actually married her to help her get her kids back, to make a united front, to make it seem like she was stable and he was going to.
That was at the suggestion of Aaron's husband, who's a lawyer. And
so I want y'all to keep that in mind. The last husband, the one that, you know, cheated on her and left her and all that kind of stuff, married her to help her get her kids back. The physically abusive person that is Shani was so negligent to lose her kids in the first place. And some poor sap took pity on her and ended up marrying her in an effort to also help her get her kids back that she lost. Think about that for a second. That's sad. That's really sad. That is absolutely fucking pathetic. I'd feel like a shit person if I lost my kids, but someone having to marry me to help me get it back? Like, really? Really? That is pathetic. I wouldn't be able to look myself in the mirror if that were me. And then to show up at your parents' house smelling like yeast, putting on the baby talk to try and gain pity from more people that you eventually is going to turn on for helping you out. There's no end to it. There's no fucking end. And it's sad. That's just like the more you listen to it, the stranger it gets. Because at some point, something has to give. It ain't just the bed. It's astonishing how many chances that she's been given, opportunities for her to squander. While there are other people like yourselves who hope and pray and wish for so many opportunities to do things different in your life, in different aspects. Not to say that anybody here lost their kids, but still.
And they thought it was a good idea, so they got married. They got married Christmas, or
It wasn't.
It wasn't Christmas. It wasn't Christmas. It was actually just a couple of days before Halloween.
Actually, it wouldn't have mattered even if they did get married. She still had that relationship with him. I mean, marriage was just really a piece of paper.
It just looks official. That's all.
Yeah, we all had to get together as a family, even my kids that lived down in North Carolina, and we had to have conference calls. It was every week or something like that. Excuse me. And Miss I abused her whole life was designated as one of the people that would intervene when
it's
Shannon
not
was
a
having
real
a problem.
fucking
So this
gun.
would never
Help
happen
me.
again. Yeah.
Buck Melanoma says, what the hell did I wake up to at 2 p.m.? One thing, hello. I'm pretty sure you're not sober. But hello, Buck. This is the video that I said that I was going to play about last week, but I think now's a pretty good time to play it. Now that we're experiencing Tardfall, to give people, some newer people, some insight on the people that Shani references. Because Shani referenced Mom and how abusive she is. And don't get me wrong, I think the apple doesn't fall far from the tree in certain aspects. But this is also the father that you sort of kind of hear mentioned, but not so often. But he felt the need to set the record straight because of all the stuff that was said about Shannon, because he doesn't actually sit down and watch all the shit. He hears about it mostly through his wife, who he's sitting next to here, Betty. And so he's listening to, instead of direction, he's listening to Shani talk about the shit that we hear her say. So the father's actually sitting down and saying, you know what, I don't want to listen to this shit, but let's actually listen to it, and I'm going to offer some correction. Now that I'm seeing new people, and feel free to share the link around. Red Afros, Power Weapons, Neuro, by the way. Hell yeah. There's Red Afros? I didn't know that. But fuck me running. Once I have to stop stopping the video. The dad's gonna talk about what Shani was like when she moved in with him. I think in Florida or Texas. One of the two. Might have been Texas. Might have been Florida. We'll find out. But that story, it sticks out to me. And some of you have heard that story.
How it was said to me, so this never happens again. So was Chris's mother. She was also appointed like a guardian.
Yes.
Over what was going on. I don't remember what they called it at the time. You'll have to forgive me. But so anyway, she had the kids taken away. Her mother-in-law called. What makes her think it wasn't her mother-in-law that called when she was in Pennsylvania and they decided to move out to Colorado? Or is that an excuse? Because Colorado is where they have illegal marijuana.
They have it legal.
And
recreational.
She loves marijuana. I mean, she definitely does. One of the problems with borderline personality disorder is that they often have addiction and drug abuse and impulsive kinds of behavior. And she has that. She clearly has that. And actually, when I was going to originally come on, I was going to, and I think I think Doc Savage can probably vouch for this because I sent him an email about it. He's actually been very helpful to me, believe it or not. But I'm losing my train of thought.
Let's show me the video.
Okay, I'm going to show him the video, but oh, I had told Doc Savage that I was going to make this video, but I wanted to let y'all know from the Great Debate community to stop trolling her. There's some people, I'm not saying all of you troll, but there are some people that troll her account, and you talk about her all the time openly on the internet and, you know, post pictures of her as a whale and all that stuff. I mean, we all get frustrated with Shannon. We all do, believe me. But it's not working. It doesn't change her attitude. It doesn't change her mental illness.
So, just so you all know, Betty and I used to be on cordial terms. She used to speak to quite a few of us, and I think one of the things that Betty misunderstood was that there is no collective out there trying to help her, and everyone's out there to do their own thing. I'm not sure where she got this impression from, but it was stated to her that some of us just don't fucking like Shani because of the lies, because of who she is. Some people don't like her just because she's fat, like, honestly, but that none of that is an effort to help her. In fact, that, you know, people overtly calling her a lost cow would seem to be an indication of that. But again, there may have been a generation gap or misunderstanding of some sort, because my channel is in no way, shape, or form designed to help out Shani, and that's sort of where I draw my conclusion from, that she's under the impression that everyone's here to coddle Shani to some degree. Everyone's here to somehow help Shani in their own way. That was never my goal in life. At no point in time is that my fucking goal. That's not my job. I'm not her parent, thank God. But no, again, I'm not sure why she thought that, and it doesn't seem to make sense if you're stating that, well, no, just talking shit about it is not going to help her. Well, obviously, that's not. Like, most of us understand that. I don't know anyone who naively thinks that calling her a whale is going to somehow, you know, snap her into, like, so I have an overweight brother. I know, irony, but he's severely overweight. Calling him that's just going to make him laugh and he's going to insult you. I understand that, but what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If Shani can get on here and talk shit about people, people can get on here and talk shit about her. Right? It's not about trying. Not everyone's here to help Shani. I'm not sure where she got that idea from.
I know people are sincerely worried about her kids.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about that. Apparently,
we don't have any say in it.
I don't know what. Like, getting back to Chris's mother, why does she think that maybe Chris's mother didn't see the video and maybe she called social services? I don't know. I don't have the answers for all that, but it certainly wasn't me and Joe. We don't know where she lives. She let it slip out that she was in Colorado when she was hot one day. If she's there. If she is. She talks about the altitude and Estes Park, going up to Estes Park, which is fine, you know. Have a good life, whatever.
Enjoy it. It's beautiful
enjoy
there.
your life. I know she loves it there. We've lived there before. We've lived in Colorado before. I have sinus problems, sorry.
It's one of my favorite places, but I'm not going out there.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. It's really expensive to live out there. It's like California prices now. It's not the way it used to be back when he was in the Air Force and we were out there having a really good time before they built up and everything years ago when we were first married.
A lot less white. Actually, no beard at all. Military.
Oh, you're still handsome. Yes, you are.
Aww.
But anyway.
Old people
I'm just an old man.
Oh, please.
That's very sad. I don't have a kid that I should have in my life because she doesn't really want to be part of our life anymore.
She does, though. This is why she makes the videos that she does. So let's go ahead and let him watch the video. You can watch his
Maybe I'll change
response.
my mind.
You can watch our responses to it.
Live reaction.
So this is it. It calls.
Will it still be recording our faces as well?
Yeah, we're recording. We're live on
Alright.
here,
Such a
so we just
boomer.
can't see ourselves recording.
It's almost
so.
cute.
Okay, so if I cry, I'm not. Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, and don't fart.
I won't do that either.
Sorry.
Then you'd cry.
Then I would. I'd leave. I'd run. Okay, the video is called "Proof She Lies," and here we go.
Proof she lies. Nice,
Yes.
nice line.
Out of the blue, and I haven't
Oh,
bothered.
there she is.
There she is. All right.
As for my mother, I'm glad I have this proof now. That you lied and exaggerated things and blew things out of proportions. Because you always do this. When you do something bad, you have to cover it up and you have to gaslight people and you have to treat people like shit and lie about people. You lied about Patrick. You lied about your ex-husband. And you probably lied about Brett too.
Being an
You
alcoholic.
probably lied about your sister.
What?
I know you definitely lied about Darlene. Because they found out that you're not who you say you are.
Oh, she's picking all the right
That's why you don't
people
like
to
me.
think
Because I
she's
know
that
the
are
truth
great.
about you. I know what kind of human being you are. But
She's aligned on the other
what kind of
side.
human being you are. You could admit
She's
that you
painting
were
a picture
wrong
right
and
now.
handled yourself very wrong with me. You could actually, for once in your life, say sorry and repent for something bad that you've done in your life.
I only pray
know,
for you every single
I show
night.
you good favor.
I mean, I believe in
But
God.
you don't want to do that.
I'm
You
not
wanna
like super
continue to lie
Christian,
about
but
me and
Blacks
treat me
are
like-
oppressed. Oh, we're so oppressed. Look at all the fucking money we got from the fucking welfare system to buy fucking lobster tails on your fucking EBT card.
And just because I'm drunk all the time doesn't mean I'm always drunk. It's called logic. Sober people can be so mean.
Okay, Buck. Okay. We'll. Okay, Buck. Just sit down, Buck. Have a beer on me. Relax.
And you know what? Anyone who has a bad parent, anyone who has a parent that does not love them.
why is it always me?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Why is it me?
And, you know, Mary's trying to convince everyone around.
I mean, it shouldn't be you
that
either, but
Jesus,
why?
something
Why
is
did she
wrong
pick
with him.
me?
He's mad. He's crazy. Jesus said this.
Okay, what did
Who
Jesus
is
say,
my
Shannon?
mother, my brothers, and my sister. Everyone quiet, not knowing what to say. He says, those who do the will of my Father, those are the ones I will call my brothers, my sister, and my mother.
Well, I'm not a perfect Christian, but I don't know what you're talking about.
And we do happen to know the Ten Commandments.
The Bible also
That's not what
says,
goes here.
if they don't love me,
Honor thy father and thy
then they
mother.
don't have the love
Never
of
meant
Father in
that.
them. So I can only assume
She doesn't know anything about
that
that.
you've been so hateful to me and so unloving.
Hateful.
And if you don't believe you've been unloving,
She gave
to
you
me,
life.
You've never shown me anything.
Okay, I'm gonna
love
stop
that
right
is
here.
contained
I've never
in
showed her anything. I've been abusive to her whole life.
Yeah.
You want to extrapolate on that?
No, you have never been abusive to her. I can't understand where she would be coming from that.
She was like the one kid that I spent a lot of time with.
Oh, yeah,
Out of
you were-
all
I
four
mean,
of our kids,
when-
I spent a great deal of time with Shannon because she was always getting in trouble at school.
I had to take off work to go to school and get her out of school at times.
Many times. And then we're talking about a lot of her, I mean, she was a really great
I
child.
mean, she used to get into fights all the time at Black Mountain.
Yeah, when she was a black man. That's when she was a teenager. That's when things really
That's
started
when
going south.
she started going to hell.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, she made a belly button.
No, I think what happened was that...
Well, it was one of the
I think she started getting worse at that time is what it was. Because when she was younger, like little signs that I missed, like when the teacher pinched her under chin and the teacher punched her in the nose. And we found out teacher didn't punch her in the nose. She ran into his arm because he was telling he had his arms up telling all the kids to stop. And she ran into his arm and her nose was bleeding.
Yeah, but
the first thing
we took the teacher's side, or we took her side on that.
We did. I mean, you're moving this around, so
sorry.
it's going to change the last screen. Hold on. Oh, we're still.
See where she gets the victimhood from? Yeah.
But you know, things like this had occurred, and every time I would go to school and say, "What's going on here?" You know,
we'd always go to bat for her.
My mom combat boots on. Never had to do this with my other kids, but Shannon, there was always something going on throughout her whole life at
always
school.
to bat for her too, and it wasn't against her ever.
So I think we both really missed
that's probably where she gets the idea from, that everybody should be kissing her ass.
It just got worse and worse and worse over the years.
And it really got worse when she was a teenager.
Yeah.
I mean, she got an infection because she pierced her belly button, and she got an infection in it, actually. She pierced it with a cheap
earring,
like Walmart earring or something like that. And well, that's
maybe. I mean, some people could say that's kids stuff, but the thing is it's also self-harm.
Yeah. She didn't cut herself back then, though. She wasn't as depressed. It was just kind of doing things to get negative attention.
And then
she hung around with the goth kids.
And that guy that had I have your soul in my bag.
Yeah, she liked to hang around with kids that
were into magic
and Satanism and all this other stuff.
Black arts.
She found that kind of intriguing.
And that's the God's honest truth.
Now, some of you who watched the recent video where Rev and Shani are talking about the magic and stuff, the type of magic that Vaughn does, and Shani was going to put a spell on, a counter spell on Vaughn and shit like that. Is it starting to make a little sense now? That's shit that she would do? It's almost like she just sort of puts on a costume depending on who she's around. Puts on the spellcaster costume and she's around people into that kind of shit. She'll put on a Christian costume and she's around someone who's Christian. Depends on whatever costume she wants to put on with the audience. Whatever the play calls for, she'll fill in that role. Just saying.
I mean, we weren't the greatest Christian parents.
We didn't go to church constantly, but the thing is
we didn't believe in the church. We didn't believe in organized religion.
We believe in God. We believe in Jesus.
I definitely believe there's a God. I definitely believe in Jesus. I believe,
and He died for our sins.
Mm-hmm, we believe that, and we still read the Bible. I mean, we pick it up and we read it. I'm not an expert on the Bible. Neither is he, but we try to, keep ourselves updated with things as time goes along. We're just not the greatest. I can't consider myself a holier than thou.
We can't quote it as much as she does, but the thing is I think there's a difference between knowing what the Bible means and how it reacts to being able to memorize words, quote, like that.
But we know enough when you're a bullshit Christian.
I think you could take words from that Bible and twist it, and that's been done so many times.
It's true. Anybody can twist the words of the Bible, and yeah, a lot of times
Shani
in
would never do
case,
that.
that's exactly what she does. It's like G-Man. G-Man will go ahead and get down on Miss Star for cussing or something like that, or whatever it is. I don't know if she smokes or not. I don't know what else he says, but yeah, he can allow the behavior that Shannon does for some reason. But when somebody gives you a house, to live in and whatnot. Yeah, the Christianity kind of goes, yeah. But anyway, that's another story. So let's get on with this. Here's her proof. I want him to see her proof that I lied.
It's a false love. You never accepted me for who I was as a person.
Okay, let me see if I can find. I'm going to try to scroll forward.
Let me watch this. I don't want to.
So this video is a little over a year old because she just referenced the eviction saga. So I think the 2-year-old video that we're thinking about was the first one that she had made called Jesus in the Shower, the other one that I played. That's because that is the older one. That one precedes this one. And of course, then there's the gift video that I had to go dig up. But yeah, this video would have to be a little over a year old.
Let's go for it. I want to see the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm not going to miss a
This is
word.
going to be a long hangout.
I saw that little comment you made about me, about my ex-husbands, when you weren't even there when I was married to any of the husbands, because you kept going fucking crazy and abandoning me.
Okay.
And
that's not true. I didn't abandon Shannon, and if you look up by borderline personality disorder, they have like this obsession with abandonment and whatnot. It's like one of the biggest things that they feel like they're abandoned all the time. It's just, that's her mental illness talking right there. Anyway, I'm gonna try to find where she holds her proof up, and I can't find it. Weird.
She does look miserable, though.
She looks disheveled all the time, Joe. It's really sad. I mean, her hair is always
she's...
I mean, the other
Why
day
doesn't she take better care of herself?
You should see her little leaves around her head.
Oh, and that part about wanting to see her mother dead? Her rotting corpse dead?
No, she wanted to see my dead, rotting corpse head on a platter, and I think something about putting something around
surrounded
it,
by leaves,
dancing around it,
and
or
dancing around it.
Something like that. Don't quote me word for word. But anyway, that's not the first time she's wished me dead. She's obsessed with saying that I'm going to die. That
she said that just before she left. God's going to kill you.
He was right here.
I was right next to her.
He had just had his knees replaced, so he was in the recliner a lot during that time while his knee was healing and whatnot. And he heard the whole thing. As it went down. But she...
that was just before I told her she couldn't stay there anymore. I told her she couldn't stay here anymore.
He'd had enough. I ended up going to the hospital that day because my blood pressure was through the roof. We actually had the paramedics come.
The paramedics
because
came
I have a lot of heart
her.
problems. I have now I have a defibrillator, pacemaker, and
so
I was told after my heart surgery, I have a congenital heart disease that they didn't catch until I was 56. And oftentimes they don't catch hypertrophic obstructive cardiomyopathy until later on in life because it gets worse.
Or they die.
Yes, sudden death is one of the, it's actually the number one reason why football players die on the field, believe it or not. But we have people that have this have a really thick heart, and actually almost died in the hospital after my first surgery.
And it's congenital, and all her children should get checked for it. If you haven't been checked, Shannon, you should.
I told her about that when she was here. I tried.
Okay, so if you guys are wondering where I have cardiomyopathy, my heart's gonna give out. If y'all wondering where that came from, this is what she uses as a basis for that, which is, if you have a congenital condition and it is hereditary, you should definitely get it checked out. But with Shanny, that's just another tick marker. Oh, you know what? Got MS. Oh, got breast cancer. Oh, got that. Fucking, got my fucking fibro. Can't forget fibro. Fucking, I got too goddamn much. Got that too. All of it. This is just adding on the list. So this one has a bit more weight. No pun intended. But this one has a bit more weight than the other shit. But yeah, this is the origin of the I have cardiomyopathy bullshit.
I tried to explain everything to her, that all the family, even my sister and her kids, her son is a football player for Stetson University, and he's a great football player, by the way. He's awesome. But she had him checked. She had her other son checked.
They're doing good this year.
Checked. The family pulled together and everybody got checked except for Shannon. And she said, no, if I die, I'm just going to go to heaven because that's where I'm going to be happiest. And that is so sad. That is really, really
if that happens?
sad, especially
what about her kids?
That's what I was just going to say.
Does not
it's
matter.
It's really sad when you're a mom and you've got kids.
What about Zachary?
But the last thing that she said
shit
to me is that God was going to kill me for what I was doing to her. You know, she gets so dramatic when she says it, so I'm kind of parroting her. And I feel bad when I do that, but I do it.
Well,
so I feel bad. Everything I do, she makes me feel bad. Everything I do, I mean, everything that I say, it doesn't matter.
Anything she likes, it's terrible.
I'm trying to find where she holds up the Facebook page where it says, I got the job on October 20th. Why don't you tell that's the only other part. She just goes on about how abusive I am, blah, blah, blah. Why don't you tell everybody how many months she laid up in the bedroom day after day, drinking alcohol? Well, I'll let you tell them.
Which time?
This last...
All right. So this is the fun part. This is the fun part. For those of you who wonder why Shannon can just sit around all fucking day long. All day long. This is why. You're going to hear how her current lifestyle was started even before she officially got with Rev. And it's going to get kind of gross, just a little bit. Fair warning, if you're eating something, maybe you might not want to eat it. So, yeah. Anyway.
Time that she stayed with, she has stayed with every one of her family members, her father several times, me several times.
Yep.
We had been separated for 10 years. I had remarried, and then we remarried again later on. I ended up marrying a man who was an alcoholic because I didn't have a lot of self-esteem. And one of the reasons that we broke up is because of some of the stuff that I don't even want to say it.
It doesn't even relate to it.
No, I'm saying
what happened with Pat after she left there has nothing to do with you.
She came to live with my ex-husband and I down in Florida, and
did she? I think she says that he hit on her, and I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah, he did. He was drunk.
Yeah, I think he's he's an asshole.
He was.
She's absolutely, Shannon's absolutely right about Pat being an asshole. She's absolutely right about that other guy in Houston being an asshole. Because he beat the hell out of her.
We were able to reconcile.
Twice.
We were able to reconcile.
Very dangerous man.
We were able to reconcile our marriage, to be honest with you, after Shannon was gone on her own, because
we love each other.
We do. We truly do. And we
always did love each other.
And we actually stayed best friends while we were divorced during that time period. I mean, I could always pick up the phone, or he could always both of us, we could always just pick up the phone and talk to one another. Because we had kids. That was the most important thing to both of us, is the kids.
And something?
And they weren't little kids when this happened. They were all young adults.
The other kids were very happy that we had a good relationship.
Yeah. It was really important
because
to both
it was
of us.
less traumatic to Michael and Joey and Aaron.
But you've got to figure that
hopefully to some extent it could have helped Shannon too.
It did contribute to us breaking up. It really did. It just seemed like it was hopeless. It was just nothing but constant turmoil in our house all the time. And neither of us could take it anymore. And we had to change things up. And I admit it. I went, I found the wrong guy. If my husband passed away before me, I would never find another guy again, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm perfectly, I am now secure with myself. I don't need a man to take care of me. But I have my best friend, and, she will spin the story completely different, about it. Yes, you are.
I know I am.
We're each other's best friend.
Yeah.
Anyway, she posted in this video that on October 20th that she got the job, which is proof that she got a job. Now, please tell everybody how long she laid in bed this time.
Let's see. She got here in what, July?
June or July?
June, or I think it was late June, actually.
I had just had my abdominal surgery on top of my heart surgery and the anemia too.
Somewhere in there, she was doing a little bit of taxi work. And
not when she was with us.
No, she couldn't get that job back.
She couldn't get the job back. They didn't want to hire her back.
And she worked for some kind of, as a nurse's aide or something like that, or
she
for a
had
mental health thing.
Her extensive medical background. She had a 2-week.
All right, so now Shanny's mom is a loon. Yeah, but the thing that Shanny was doing the other day, I say that when she was trying to bring people on, and her and Rev claimed that they want to talk to people, and then later admitted that that fucking Rev building a dossier on people to sue and all this other bullshit. So one of y'all called it in Discord, you were right. But anyway, that whole thing, the parts where Shanny is talking about that she has a background in psychology and the medical field and all the other bullshit, here's what the case actually is. You're about to hear her actual experience, work experience, education, all that stuff in the medical field overall. So this is the genesis of that bullshit story that she tells.
Training. Well, she tells people this stuff, Joe. Then it makes me look like an idiot when she
was just taking care of some people. It's just an adult babysitter, basically, type of deal. And she's also not a kickboxer.
Yeah, I saw that. She said she was a kickboxer.
She never ever learned.
She wasn't a military brat. Her father.
I was out of the military when she was born.
Yeah, and there was one job that he had at Tyndall Air Force Base in Florida.
But that's civil service.
And she went to live with him. Now tell him how that turned out.
Oh, that turned out real good. I found her in bed with a fifth.
Oh, right, okay. I stopped it just at the right. Okay, all right. Okay, we're about to get to it now. You guys just heard that she's basically an adult babysitter, right? That's her extensive, background in psychology and medical field and all other bullshit, right? Now, I'm so glad I stopped it here. I rewound it just a little bit, but you heard what he was about to say. And I'm going to warn you right now, if you are sensitive to any allegations of sexual impropriety, you may want to exit the stream, all that good shit. By the way, if you're looking for this video, there may be a link somewhere, but I think I'm going to upload this to Google Drive and then pass a link. Alex, I'm pretty sure you may want this one. But listen to what the dad's about to tell you. Again, take it with a grain of salt. But I will tell you that once I heard, because this was live, once myself and many other people heard this, of course we started talking about it. And after this, because I pointed the finger at Shannon, it's like, hold on for a second. All the allegations you have about all these other people, and look at this. Look at here. That's real weird. That sounds like something. Afterwards, G-Man started simping real hard and started defending pedophilia. This is what prompted G-Man to back pedophilia before Matt Bell went to jail for being a pedophile.
She never ever learned.
She wasn't a military brat. Her father.
I was out of the military when she was born.
Yeah, and there was one job that he had at Tyndall Air Force Base in Florida.
But that's civil service.
And she went to live with him. Now tell him how that turned out.
Oh, that turned out real good. I found her in bed with a 15-year-old, and she was an 18-year-old.
I'm going to let him finish. Give you a chance to digest that. I think I'm going to premiere the video. Those of you who are on Patreon, those of you who are on channel members, you all have access to it. I apologize because I forgot to upload the separate video unlisted to fucking Patreon. So I'm going to hold off a few days, and then I'll probably premiere it for everybody on Wednesday because I was off on the day. But let's wait till the dad finishes. Yeah. So again, this is an allegation. I'm not sure how the dad knew the age of the boy, but I think he's going to reference that. I think he may be a little bit finicky on the age of the boy, but from the surface it sounds bad. But let him finish. Let him finish.
I mean, I had to chase a naked 15-year-old boy out of my house after they were caught together.
There's a lot of history on
this. There's stuff on this, and it's.
Oh, I want to show you something. I want you to
just.
Look at this.
Look
at
this.
Someone came on with a sock account, and it says St. Louis County Social Services. We live in St. Louis County in northern Minnesota. It says CPS should be seeing this and all your videos for the sake and safety of your children. Okay.
All my children are adults.
No, her children.
Her children?
Yeah.
They're not in.
Let's clear something up because Thick Shades mirrored my video where I talked about the boys when they were peeing on the floor.
Right.
Hiding
toilet paper behind the toilet.
Oh, I haven't even gotten to that. I didn't even tell them about that. I didn't want to bring all that stuff up. Joe, it's ugly, but she wants to keep this up. I'm gonna let them know what really went on here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me get it straightened out so we can do it.
Sure.
How long did she have that job at the nurse? It wasn't a nursing home. It was like a group home.
It was a group home. It was a home.
And they were disabled people.
Yeah, probably 2 weeks.
Just like I had said, over and over again.
I brought her up there a couple times, picked her up and things like that. And other times I let her use my truck.
Yeah, she used his truck every day while she was here. We bought her.
So as clarification, so Shani was 18 at the time. And according to the dad, the boy was 15. I don't know how he knew the age of the boy. I'm thinking he knew who that boy was. That's my guess. But supposedly, there was a 3-year age gap. Have I heard of stuff like, the dude that I knew was involved with a 15-year-old. Not sure why he would be involved with a 15-year-old, but a little iffy if you're 18. But I could see if it was like 19 and 17. Like that happened. That's pretty common, 2-year age gap. But I don't know why that Shani thought that was cool, if this is true. But it gives you some perspective on what she says versus what she does. It gives you a bit of perspective. So again, take it with a grain of salt. I'm not sure why the dad would just randomly mention that. He could have easily mentioned something far more egregious than that. But, again, that's why I had to give some trigger warnings. If you've had somebody in your life prey upon you when you were a young adolescent, then, may be a little bit sensitive to that, and I got it. I accept it, Imagine having... Anyway, I won't go into detail, but...
Her clothes, we bought the boys' clothes while she was here. She was not abused or mistreated whatsoever. Bought her makeup, got her hair done. There was a video that she had.
Let her dye her hair. Had her dye her hair
several times while she was here. That's when it started getting really crazy. But
we bought the dye. I bought it. I know I did.
Yeah, it started getting crazy after that, though. That was during the time when things started really going downhill for some reason when she started dyeing her hair.
And the thing is she didn't want to help out with any kind of household responsibility.
No household responsibility. I think she emptied the dishwasher once.
And
it's not a real fucking gun. Help me!
Angry Road says, and she has the audacity to call you and Alex pedos. Interesting, isn't it? Interesting, isn't it? Now, and someone's putting this is the thing. In certain states, it may not be.
Oh, we're so oppressed. Look at all the fucking money we got from the fucking welfare system to buy fucking lobster tails on your fucking EBT card.
Last time my mom talked this much trash about me on the internet was when I stole her EBT card and bought $400 worth of hot dogs.
It's not a real fucking gun. Help me!
So Shani is the pedo after all. So technically it'd be an ephebophile, technically. But I find it interesting that, and someone mentioned in the chat, if it were the reverse, if it was an 18-year-old guy then a 15-year-old girl, people would definitely draw their ire. So while I'm willing to say, a 3-year age gap is really not that bad, I'd be remiss if I did not mention that if the sexes were reversed, then it would draw ire, and it should. And it should. You need the sound clip? Oh yeah, no, not a problem. If I can, so that super chat is not a real fucking gun. Help me. That's a splice between 2 different audio clips. I can give you the splice one, or I can give you them separate. It doesn't matter. I have both, or I should say all 3 technically.
She left the house constantly, and me alone with the boys without asking me whatsoever.
She did the same thing to her brother, by the way.
She did the
the first time around.
Yeah. Well, tell him what was she used to do. He was in college at the time.
He was in college. He had to take off college courses, and it helped contribute to him having to drop out of school.
Now, I said this before, but I want to place a huge emphasis on just the lack of respect Shani has for literally anyone. It's up to other people to raise her kids after she fucking loses them. And it got so bad, according to Pops here, that her own brother had to end up ultimately getting out of fucking college to help watch her kids that she can't even fucking take care of. So she can go and fuck whoever she wants and be a negligent sack of shit and just do whatever the fuck she wants. And it's up to everybody else to do something for poor fucking Shani. I have to raise my child. My cousin has to raise his kids since we created them. We're responsible for them, but not Shani. What Shani's focus is feeding her fucking face and going out and having a good time. That's what's important to Shani. Or sitting on her ass smelling like who did it and ran. That's more important. And it's up to the brothers and sisters and parents to make sure that her responsibilities are taken care of. Ain't that some shit? Everybody else has to stop their life. Two elderly parents who are in ill health have to make up for that.
Oh, we're so oppressed. Look at all the fucking money we got from the fucking welfare system to buy fucking lobster tails on your fucking EBT card.
Shout out to G-Slave Master and to G-Slave himself.
Oh, G-Slave came through. There you go. Yeah, so this is if you have no reason at all to not take Shani seriously, it's stuff like this that should be pretty illuminating. Just the total lack of just the disregard for other people should be enough. Just that alone is astounding. But every single time, and don't get me wrong, I know why the brother and the parents, it's the kids, right? You don't want the kids to suffer because of her negligent ass. I got it. I understand. Because you want them to not incur the wrath of reality. But man, if people keep helping her, how's she gonna learn? That's maybe it's because of just how I was raised. I'm just like, I don't know. It's that's what gets me. That's what gets me. Why is it that the person who has such a fucked up life and has no room to talk about anyone have the most opinions about every single body, but and then has the audacity to say that she's a celebrity. No, bitch, that's infamy. That's not fame. That's infamy. You have arrest records attached to your name. That is infamy. That is not fame. Not while you sitting up in somebody's jail and with a history of violence, child neglect, abuse. Excuse me, that's not fame. People with those sorts of things attached to them aren't famous. They're the dregs of society for a reason. There's a reason you're sitting on your fucking ass with an enabler. You have no education to speak of, no job skills. There's a reason you're like that. So excuse me if I laugh when I hear you say something about you being famous. Absolutely not. You crazy? Famous for what? What is your fame? Kim Kardashian is famous because of who her parents are. She's not very interesting. She has a sex tape. Ooh, cool. Famous just to be famous. But at least she's good to look at. She's done some good things. But even, I would say, Kim Kardashian's done stuff. She's advocated to get people released who've been unjustly in prison. At least she's trying to do something in her position of fame. But man, what are you doing? They're telling the internet to leave her alone. Betty should be telling Shabby to leave the internet alone. Yeah, but that would place the onus on her. I think part of the reason why Shanny gets away with this because there's so many people willing to kick for her.
It's not a real fucking gun. Help me.
Shanny is G-Slave Master and Jason Master too. Nick James, you are mean, sir. But the problem is that there's not enough emphasis placed on her taking responsibility. There's not. There's never a position where Shanny has to be culpable for her actions and words. This is not. So she gets on the internet, makes up shit about people. Then when she gets exposed, then it's a crime against humanity. Then people need to be sued. Then you hear Rev. And I had to find the video where Rev is actually threatening.
Blacks are oppressed. Oh, we're so oppressed. Look at all the fucking money we got from the fucking welfare system to buy fucking lobster tails on your fucking EBT card.
Shout out to Dried Cumstain Shamu and Baby Carrot. And a special shout out to the Dragoon leader Dragnauct.
But that's the issue here. That is like the primary issue is that there's little accountability for Shanny. Because a part of me you want G-Man to repent on the terrible things that he said about trans women, and I was close to applauding you. I was because somebody linked that. I actually know the Tard bot in my Discord linked that video, and then someone was like, "Yeah, you should listen to that." And I sat and I listened to it, and then Black Guy TV reviewed it too, because there's a few things, Rev, that I've noticed about you over the years is that you want other people to accept your rebuking, but damn it if you will take one of your damn self. There's sobering, no pun intended, moments where you acknowledge that something you said has been wrong. You recently admitted that you were lying about Hillary Pugh. That's a good start. But it seems like it's a struggle for you to stay honest. Like, consistently be honest, consistently pull your head out of your ass, and stop being codependent. That's a struggle. And it may have something to do with both how you and Shanny were raised, with not being culpable for your own actions, being able to blame other people. That's why you fit perfectly on my channel, actually. If honestly, if you didn't display those traits, I probably wouldn't even review you. Because that's something that ties all you idiots together. But while you're rebuking G-Man for his abhorrent behavior, somebody called it the gay panic, homo panic. I can't remember the actual phrase, but the shit that he said he killed trans women. Terrible shit. Rev, did you get a rebuke and did you say, you know what, me threatening 2 elderly people was out of line? Because I remember that, Rev. I remember that. Did you ever, hey Betty, hey Mr. Betty, I don't know, Mr. Dorn, I don't know his fucking name. I have no idea. I'm calling Pops. Hey Pops, you know what? I said some terrible shit to you. I threatened y'all with physical violence. I was out of line for that. Might have been drunk, might not been. Still, it's not an excuse for my behavior, and I apologize. Did you ever sit down and do that? I don't remember you making a video about it. Maybe you did in private. But I would like to know that. I would genuinely, because I was like, wow, it's that serious? So Shani tells you some shit and you just go to fuck off and start threatening. Like, my wife has told me stuff about her ex-boyfriends. I didn't go and fucking find them and start threatening them. I should, probably. Honestly, I should. But why? For what reason? But I guess when you have a tiny dick and you're insecure, you do shit like that. You gotta threaten elderly folks. That's some bitch shit, man. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. That's some real bitch shit. While you're sitting on your fucking toilet trying to rebuke an idiot that you done paid off, or attempted to pay off, excuse me. Sit down and look in the fucking mirror for a change. And start rebuking your goddamn self before you get on this internet and talk about anybody else. Just saying.
And he also
backing.
wanted to leave the house because of her too, and that's the God's.
No, she used to go and party all the time. Back then, she was with women. She's bisexual, and that's fine. But she drove the women that she was with crazy too, with her antics that was going on.
One of them put a what was it?
Restraining
order
on Shannon.
I don't remember her name, but she had dark hair and she was she looked kind of an Oriental.
That's actually girl. 2 people that had a restraining order on her. We've never filed.
One of them Orientals. I don't know. One of them Asians.
Filed a restraining order on Shannon. We've not called social services on her. Joe and I, we tried to deal with things as we could because we do have grandchildren. We tried to give them whatever we could. They stayed in the master bedroom. Joe slept on a small bed that in the extra room that we have.
She slept on the couch.
I slept on the couch the whole time for months.
We're talking from June to Christmas time.
And that whole time
that's half a year.
The whole time that she wasn't working, what was she doing?
Smoking pot, getting high, drunk, and making videos like this crazy
with Jason. Everything boo-hoo-hooing. Jason doesn't want me. He said mean things to me.
Yes. Yeah, there was a lot of those. She'd sit in the backyard and
she
cry
said that.
and boo-hoo. She'd get drunk publicly. She's in the backyard smoking and drinking pot.
I don't know for sure what really went down, but she said that Chris raped her. He denies it, and to be honest with you, I'm not so sure I believe that really happened because she took about 4 months before she went to rape crisis. 4 months. And a lot of women don't report rape. I understand that. I completely understand that. But she didn't even take care of the STD. If she didn't have one, thank God.
No.
This time. She's had them before.
She's had them before. That I know.
I forgot about that. Whoa. Okay. Hold on. y'all just not gonna drop shit like that. And I legit forgot about that. I've not seen this video. Yeah, the man's old. So. Like I hear old people say Oriental and colored shit like that. In their generations, that was the verbiage that was respectful. So I kind of laugh at it. He's just this old guy, but my God, I am just like wow. And Pops is just like, yeah, she had him before. Trust me, I know. What? Excuse me? Excuse me? I'm about to play that again. Excuse me? Oh. Yeah, Katie, Lady Di is not going to see anything. Lady Di, there's a reason Katie, there's a reason I changed my icon and name when I was on there. But yeah, no, she's not going to. Anyway, we'll talk about Katie. We'll talk about that later. What? How many STDs do you have to have in order for somebody to have that reaction? This is such a family value. But I am a part of me is legit shocked that they dropped that, because is there a reason for them to mention that? No, I'm going to be fair. They could have kept that one under wrap, but it's Shani. Like, she didn't keep shit under wraps, so fuck it, why not, right? But that was savage. But how many do you have to have? What do you have to go through in order to have that response? Because that was like, trust me, I know. How? There's a story there. There's a few stories. Okay, let me get that. Oh my God.
Her, he denies it, and to be honest with you, I'm not so sure I believe that really happened, because she took about 4 months before she went to rape crisis. 4 months.
That's telling.
And a lot of women don't report rape. I understand that. I completely understand that. But she didn't even take care of the STD. If she didn't have one, thank God.
No.
This time. She's had them before.
She's had them before. That I know.
He knows that, because he was dealing with that at that time.
I had to take her to these places sometimes.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a life with her. It really.
How often do you need to take off? Like, what?
Blacks are oppressed. Oh!
I'm at a loss.
Oh, we're so oppressed. Look at all the fucking money we got from the fucking welfare system to buy fucking lobster tails on your fucking EBT card.
Now I know why Shani is batshit crazy on treated syphilis.
Maybe. You can see the defeated look on his face. Like, he's had multiple trips to the clinic to clean out her cooch. Like, that is terrible. Look, I would be a little embarrassed if my parent has to drive me to a clinic so I can get my dick cleaned or some shit like that. I probably wouldn't do it. My mother would be clowning me the entire way. But I can't imagine. I can't imagine the number. Like, a part of me wants to know, but another part of me is just disgusted at the same time. Because look, people get STDs. It happens. Like, some of y'all watching might have had, you were young, you were young, and you're fucking around, didn't know much, no protection, and some dude or some gal gave you a fucking STD. It happens, right? The guy that I served with went fucking around with some chick in Barstow, California. He should have known better. He was warned, and he got one. It happens. But this seems like it was a habitual thing for her.
It's not a real fucking gun. Help me!
Is this why G-Man burns when he pees? Maybe. Maybe it may be related. I doubt it, though. I doubt it. Yeah, she asked her dad to take her to the SD clinic on more than one occasion. Let that sink in. Ah, man. Jeez. Whoa. Yeah, I have lots of cool videos that I haven't shown. There's certain videos I just hold off on because, you know what? The timing has to be good timing. Has to be timing. But wow. Okay.
Truly has. And now she is always.
It's not a real fucking gun. Help me!
Oh shit! There's Sandalphone, more like sourdough dolphin.
wants me dead, and God is going to kill me. I mean, she mentions it in all her videos. And I think it has to do with this guy. I don't know if you know him, David Weiser, because he's always like, oh, my mother, I'm glad she's dead. Da, 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 da. He kind of
Eggs it on.
And she's always, but,
you know, the simplest thing for her, for Shannon, is just to move on, forget all this shit that she thinks happened in the past, because it didn't happen that way, Shannon. This I know for a fact, and I would swear to God in front of St. Peter and anybody else that you want to put up in heaven there, that it didn't happen the way you're saying it did.
Yeah, and it's really sad because
all I want you to do is have a good life.
That's all we worry. That's all we worry.
You don't
about.
have to talk to us, but don't talk about us and say lies like you are.
But she doesn't talk about you. It's always me. It's always me. And let me tell you something. I can't drive because after my heart surgery,
it affected her eyes.
I had fluid changes, and I ended up bursting blood vessel in my eye, and I could not see it all. I only saw brown out of my right eye. I had to turn my driver's license in because I couldn't pass the vision test. And
we're so oppressed. Look at all the fucking money we got from the fucking welfare system to buy fucking lobster tails on your fucking EBT card.
That explains her truffle taste and Vagisil usage. Poor Tink Tink.
Yeah. It's not a real fucking gun. Help me!
STD is the only culture Shani will ever have. You know what? That's pretty good. That one. I'm sorry, Wilson. You got to run for your money. That was a good one. That was a good one.
10 hospitals in the country that deal with the congenital heart condition that I have. And they told me that I should not have any stress in my life, that I need to start putting that away. So I deal with things differently. I try not to get myself worked up, which is why I don't really want to sit here and blubber. Oh. I just want this to be a moment where maybe I can make somebody understand. The more that you feed into her and she sees and I'm guilty of it too. I'm guilty of it too. But I come to the realization that the more all we're doing is feeding into her and giving her an excuse to,
we're feeding Shani.
Make these negative videos and then get her negative attention from people and everything else.
These negative videos aren't going to work anymore, Shannon. I'm not watching any more of them. I don't care what you say. If you'd say anything, just get a frigging life and enjoy it. That's all you have to do. Enjoy your children. If you want to enjoy your family, try making some amends and stop trying to make everybody feel so bad about you. Because your sisters don't want to talk. Your sister doesn't want to talk about it. Your brother doesn't want to talk about it. And Michael certainly is devastated by the things you've said about him.
Yes, her brother is gay. And she all of a sudden, oh, by the way, she's pro-gay now.
He was the nicest person in the world, and she owes him an apology.
It was horrible how she treated him and the things that she said about him and to him and behind his back. It's been a nightmare, and he's never hurt anybody in his life. Honestly, he's a really great guy. He's taking care of her children.
He's the nicest guy in the world.
He is. He's my youngest son. I'm really proud of the person that he is. And,
does that surprise
I don't care what the Christians say about him. They don't understand who he is as a human being. And
Jesus wouldn't say anything.
No, I don't believe that Jesus would. Not at all. I mean, he loved everybody unconditionally. Unconditionally. What part of that doesn't anybody get? That's what I don't, that's what screws it up for me with Christianity. They want to tell everybody else how they're supposed to live while they're living how they want to.
The Bible, the first part of the Bible, the Old Testament is in the Torah. It's also in the book that the Arabs find, the Torah, and what is the other one?
The Quran.
The Quran. Thank you. And the words I like to follow are the words of Jesus. And that's how I think we should all live, because if we did, we'd be living in a much better world and happier for each other. It's a world of love. Jesus wanted a world of love.
Oh!
His ideas is what basically...
Oh, we're so oppressed. Look at all the fucking money we got from the fucking welfare system to buy fucking lobster tails on your fucking EBT card.
Barstow $X like GMANUTIs and Shanny's STDs.
You can't say suck? You should be able to say sucks. You should be able to say sucks. That's a little bit. Okay. Don't know why it does that.
What he's saying. Jesus' ideas. His idea of love and
and I'll tell
humanity.
you something. If you believe in God, you believe in Jesus, you should believe in Jesus' word. And things do evolve because the Son evolved from the Father.
Well, Shannon fits her narrative. She fits her narrative into
what she can quote out of
at the time.
She can quote out of the Bible.
At the time, she.
Look at the whole picture, sweetie. That's what you need to do.
I want her to stop saying that I'm going to die. I'm actually so much more healthier now than I've been in the last couple of years. I mean, you can see even by my old video. I mean, I was pretty stressed out when I made that video that Thick Shades mirrored. And I'm glad that he did it. Actually, I have to give Thick Shades a lot of thank yous because...
Don't give him too much credit.
I trusted him. And she was saying that I lost my nursing license because of drug abuse.
Not true.
Which is further from the truth. I've always been...
Not true.
Yeah, never would that happen. Not in a million years.
I was shakes.
I know. Are you all right?
Yeah.
I was a good nurse. I really was. You know, I wasn't the best of anything in my life. I work towards improvement all the time. That's just how I am. You know,
she loves your family.
I'm hard on myself.
She loves me. She loves her family. All of her family. She still loves you, Shan.
But anyway, she said...
And I love you too, but I'm not putting up with this.
Anyway.
I can't live like that.
She said that I had lost my license for drug abuse. And I said, Thick Shades, do me a favor. I'm going to give you some information that I would never give to anybody else. I told him how to get into the North Carolina State Board of Nursing. They have compact license, which is good in several different states. I could probably work in Texas under my North Carolina license if I wanted to because of the compact license system. And anywhere that you have any discipline problems, it will show up in all 50 states.
It's nationwide.
It's nationwide. They don't let that get away with.
Video's
so I told him to look it up, and he proved it. It's in the video that he made on
it also says
his Uncle Sam account.
It'll also say if you've been fired, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't say anything like that. It's called under disciplinary action.
Okay, that would be.
I have
wouldn't
none.
firing be that?
Huh?
Wouldn't firing be a disciplinary action? So it would say that.
Yeah, but it's not under. It's not a separate category.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying. Everything falls under disciplinary action because that is a disciplinary action. You're right.
So nothing bad. She's done nothing wrong in her career.
No, nothing.
She's the best nurse I've ever seen, and I trust her with my health.
Thanks, Joe. I learned a little bit along the way.
It's not a real fucking gun.
Well, I'll tell you something. Another thing she's done is she's seen some of the medicines that some of these doctors have tried to give me. And she says, no, you can't.
Okay, Nikki Good says, Rev's gonna reevaluate his taste in women. That's a good one. Nikki Good's all right. That's pretty good.
You can't take that. That'll react with this, or you're going to have a really bad reaction. You can't do this medicine. So talk to your doctor. And he says, oh my God, I would have given this to you. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
and that's the truth.
One thing about living up here, we're about 2 hours away from the Twin Cities. We're really isolated. We're really landlocked because we're kind of surrounded by a huge lake, Lake Superior. And the medical care up here, I can't say of the current hospital that we're at, but the previous hospital that we had made a lot of mistakes along the way. And it prolonged the not only prolonged both of our sicknesses and what we've been going through, because we're old geezers now, but it threw us into massive debt, which gets back to Shannon not working when she stayed here. Jason was giving her money every week, and G-Man started a
she'd go out
GoFundMe account.
Yeah.
There was a girl on from the Christian community that gave her $1,000. She blew it before the week was over on makeup, on booze, on clothes,
on pot,
and she went out and bought the kids something for dinner, because she didn't want to have to make dinner for them or anything like that. It's not like I forced her to make dinner. I mean, William wouldn't eat anything. He'd be like this, because he was so used to eating fast food all the time. It was just easier, I guess, for her, to have to go
family,
through
give them
else.
DoorDash.
They were, the kids, this is how much they were driving us crazy. They were throwing our silverware away, our bowls away, our cups and glasses, and then a lot of the bowls and plates and everything else was underneath Shannon's bed.
And if they didn't like something and they were sitting in the dining room, they'd spit it on the floor.
They would spit it on, they really had...
Especially William. I've seen
really
him do that many
poor
times.
Social...
Now, you have to ask yourself, why I've never actually seen children do that, but if they're repeating the same behaviors that they're used to, well, if you have a lot of disposable cutlery, then what are you used to doing? You take disposable cutlery and you throw them away. And children sometimes do that. I've seen children mistakenly throw away, metal cutlery, not understanding the difference between, well, this is plastic and this is metal or ceramic or whatever it is. It happens. But if it's a habitual thing, then they're not used to being able to tell the difference, because there is no difference. It's all disposable if that's all that they're used to. One of them does have autism, yes. The one that they were talking about, William, does not have autism. No, he's neurotypical. Yeah, I think at the time he was just young. But that to me tells me that these kids probably have seldom had an actual home cooked meal on a ceramic plate or even a plastic plate, whatever. But they just spit stuff out on the floor. That's disconcerting. That's something that I find incredibly odd. Where would they pick that habit up from? Why would they do that? Now, did somebody subscribe or something? I don't know. Something happened. But that's extremely disconcerting. That's I'm not a child psychologist, but if I had to venture a guess, that's stuff that they were doing way before they, came to live with the grandparents. And why would you find that behavior acceptable unless you're just a negligent ass parent? It's unexcusable. Absolutely unexcusable. Why would your children do shit like that? And I'm sure as grandparents you go, what the hell's going on here? Why? But hey.
Issues. I mean, if they didn't like it, like that, just like it was just fine, just like peeing on the floor.
Another example.
She's never really lived with us long enough
fucking
because
gun. Help me!
Some kind of major drama.
I had a bad childhood and I turned out just fine. Oh well, let's use somebody else as a better example, Buck.
Same with her sister and everyone else that she's lived with. Oh, especially her ex-husband's family. Chris's family was smart. She never let them live with her. She told them, no, you're going to the homeless shelter, and they did. And they only spent a few weeks there. They didn't spend a real
Aaron
long
drove
time.
her from North Carolina up to here to get rid of her.
It's true. She did. She drove her all the way up here. She said, Mom, I can't take it anymore. I just can't do it. And I'm like, oh, my God. I was helping Joey pay for the apartment that he was in while he was in college at the time, because he was
This is before she moved up here.
My son's an electrician. He had an internship at the time, you know, I was on the phone with him all the time. He basically lived in his bedroom just to get away from her during that time. It was awful. It was just awful what he was going through. So, okay, we've established Shannon hates me. You were here the day she's bullshitting about.
Yeah.
Now, getting back to William and the floor, how deep was the garbage, clothing, urine, God knows what other kind of waste, food. Oh, lots of food. How deep was it in the room?
8 inches, 12 inches deep. It was a lot.
Some places even 2 feet.
It was a lot. It was an unbelievable pigsty.
I'll be right back. I'm going to replay that. We'll be right back.
It's not a real fucking gun. Help me.
Okay. I had to go get something real quick. I'm probably going to go get a drink in a second. The mud broker, I had a good childhood and I turned out like Buck. Well, shit happens, man. Shit happens to us all. Okay. Here we go. So, just to give you all some perspective, right? So my hand is about 7 inches, right? So from tip to where my metacarpals are, about 7 inches. Just to give you a perspective, my hand's 7 inches. This is a foot. This is a reference, right? That much, at least that much trash in the room. And he said up to 2 feet in some places. This is a foot. This is what a foot looks like. Right here. Of trash. Could you imagine how much debris you have to have a foot? There's shit on my floor right now. I could reach down right here. I got fucking notebooks and shit like that. Fucking wire. Got shit like that. But you can see my floor. If there's 2 feet of debris on the floor, you cannot see the floor. There's no way you could have actually seen the real floor if that's the case. There's no way. That takes time to build up. Replay that.
Just like it was just fine, just like peeing on the floor. You know, she's never really lived with us long enough because there's always been some kind of major drama. Same with her sister and everyone else that she's lived with, especially her ex-husband's family. Chris's family was smart. She never let them live with her. She told them, no, you're going to the homeless shelter, and they did. And they only spent a few weeks there. They didn't spend a real
Aaron drove her from North Carolina up to here to get rid of her.
It's true. She did. She drove her all the way up here. She said, Mom, I can't take it anymore. I just can't do it. And I'm like, oh, my God. I was helping Joey pay for the apartment that he was in while he was in college at the time, because he was
This is before she moved up here.
My son's an electrician. He had an internship at the time, you know, I was on the phone with him all the time. He basically lived in his bedroom just to get away from her during that time. It was awful. It was just awful what he was going through. So, okay, we've established Shannon hates me. You were here the day she's bullshitting about.
Yeah.
Now, getting back to William and the floor, how deep was the garbage, clothing, urine, God knows what other kind of waste. Food. Oh, lots of food. How deep was it in the room?
8 inches, 12 inches deep. It was a lot.
Some places even 2 feet.
It was a lot. It was an unbelievable pigsty.
I went upstairs because he said, I want them out. I can't.
Oh, we're so oppressed. Look at all the fucking money we got from the fucking welfare system to buy fucking lobster tails on your fucking EBT card.
You can see all the trash and cloths on the floor when Shani was arrested and the cops went inside her house.
That's a good point. You actually hear her reference it when the cops come in, that she didn't have time to clean up, even though she knew that they're coming because she called them. She knew the police were actually coming, but she still didn't care.
I didn't expect her to go out of this house on Christmas Eve. Neither of us did. We just told her. He told her basically, "That's it. I want you out of here by such and such
It's not
date."
a real
We had
fucking
bought
gun.
Christmas
Help
presents.
me!
My 600-pound thug life.
Yeah, we had Christmas. Oh, I'm gonna lose my picture here. We bought Christmas
Nice Christmas presents for the kids. A lot
they're
of
actually
them.
still wrapped and still in the bags right now, as a matter of fact, for the boys and for Shannon.
Let me go get one. Prove it.
Okay, you don't have to prove it, but
Receipts. You got receipts.
But yeah, we still have the Christmas presents here. What happened was the cops come and said, you need to leave. The cops came over to the house. So this story about us making her leave on Christmas Eve, she did that on her own. She had to, because she wouldn't stop her stuff. I'll wait till he comes back with the Christmas present. He wants to show you. He feels really bad about all of this. And we don't spend our night, Shannon, worrying about you all the time and talking about what you did to us. We actually have a very strong relationship. And like I said, we're going to be spending time with the family down in North Carolina. The whole family's coming. Michael's going with us.
This is 2 bags full of toys for the boys.
Okay, don't yell.
2 bags.
Yeah, they're still wrapped and everything.
Yeah.
Everything's still wrapped up.
I'm not going to bore them showing them, but I'm just
blowing off steam.
blowing off steam.
I'm sorry that it has to come to this. I really am. I am sorry that oh, look at this. David Weiser is in the room. Oh my God, why would you say that? Even if it were true, why would you say that Shani committed rape with a 15-year-old? Because that's her behavior, David. That's the behavior that she has. That's why he says it.
Ask her to deny it. Ask her to deny it.
She probably will.
Let her. Look her in the
He
face.
doesn't make this up. My husband's
Look her
not.
in the face and ask her.
My husband's not crazy, David. Okay?
It was statutory rape at that age.
Statutory.
I don't even know how many people in here. I didn't even know anyone was in here because we've been talking about this for so long. Okay. So the police had already come over and whatnot, and she knew she had to go to work.
So we're gonna actually stop it here, and I'll take a few questions, but we'll do part 2 of this later. I'll probably throw in a bit of Chris. If you guys have not watched Black Guy TV, he actually played a video from Chris, the ex-husband. Gives you a bit more insight into Shani, and he can kind of corroborate some of the stuff that's being talked about here. And at that time, David was defending Shani, and that happened. He's done that before. Let me stick up for David. I got on David's ass for that. Bad like that. I was like, bro, really? Betty mentions it earlier, but the reason. There's a reason why, and Davis talked about this, as to why he was somewhat defending Shani back then, and it has to do with his relationship with his mother. And so he was also going through something during that period of time. Wasn't as lucid as he is now, and so he sort of explained that away. He acknowledged that, yeah, it was a bad look. So this happened again about a year ago. So It is. I think that I don't hold that against David. People are wrong, but you know what? He owned up to it. What more can you ask for in that case? So don't think that this is recent. Do not think that this is recent as far as like a month or two ago. But David has referenced this, so I will definitely stick up for David in that instance. But question, who is Shani and what have I been watching? Shani is Shani for Christ. If you type it into Google, watch out for the Pornhub link. But type Shani for Christ into YouTube and you will look for the Cecil McFly documentary. And you'll find out a whole lot about her. That documentary is actually pretty well done, if I do say so myself. There's some of the dates and some of the events are kind of mixed around because Cecil's not really a part of this community, so they didn't get to watch a lot of it live. But just what Cecil was able to compile just from a bunch of people is actually pretty fucking impressive. And it gives you a timeline of her fuckery. So if you have not seen that, I do my own sort of review on it, and I add clarification because for a lot of that I was actually there, and some of it was actually directed towards me, in fact. But if you guys did not see the Black Guy TV Burnt Toast duo the other night, it's pretty good. Pretty good. They're definitely getting better, they're becoming more seasoned folks for streaming. I still don't think sleeping with a 15-year-old when she was 18 is a thing to focus on. Well, it is for some folks. To me, it's kind of I focus on it because of what Shani has said recently about me. Right? Because she has literally called me a pedophile, even though me and my wife were the same age. So just that bit of irony there is what I'm focusing on. And in reality, it's not that's big of a deal. Because there are people who have like the age gaps that I don't like, or I should say the age range, because my parents have a 10-year age gap. If someone's 21 and they're dating a 14-year-old, like that's what sort of kind of bothers me. Like stuff like like Lucas Warner, like the women that he goes after, that age range and that age gap bothers me. A 3-year age gap, that's not that disconcerting to me, but I put a focus on it because of the shit Shani said about me and actually other people. So that's why. Yeah, Cecil McFly got info Kiwi Farms. Yeah, they did a great job. I watched Cecil, then I watched Shore live and was on point. Thanks, but no problem. Yeah, I like to add clarification. Then Shani called G-Man N-word. Yes, and as well as fucking Life of a Free Spirit. Yes, Alex, you did videos on her too. Yes, if you have not seen Alex stuff, how could I forget Alex? Alex did a few Shani, what did he call them? It wasn't Smackdowns. Well, I think one of them is called Shani Smackdown. There was I can't remember the name of them. I want to call it Smackdown, but it wasn't. But there was, I think, 3 videos that Alex did on Shani. But by far, I can do all the reviews in the world, but the one that Cecil McFly did, that whole documentary was great. That was better than any review I've ever done. That's what I'm putting the focus on, because it's like I have a lot of respect for people that spend time doing the voice acting and editing videos and clips and shit. That takes time. I have a lot of respect for that. But no shade towards anybody else. I have a question. If Shani was a tree, what kind of tree do you think she'd be? An oak. Definitely an oak. Kind of before me. Alex, she called you a pedophile. She didn't call you that evil N-word. She called you a pedo because you wouldn't make a video about Onision. Lola Bohemia is making a video. She set up a goal. So if y'all want to see another Shani video from Lola. By the way, Lola is the person who edited the video for the Yuck Bang, where me, Jello, Shots, fucking Sam, Tatted, we were all sitting down trying to eat and watch Shani and Rev's porn. It was terrible. But Lola was the one who did that. Female Onision was the first. Yes, it was. But there was a series that you did. You did a series, and I can't remember what it was called. I cannot. It's bothered me now. It's bothered me. The sexy anime elf was hot. Yeah, well, that's the one that Rev was attracted to.
Blacks are oppressed. Oh, we're so oppressed. Look at all the fucking money we got from the fucking welfare system to buy fucking lobster tails on your fucking EBT
She calls you a
card.
sex offender.
So Shani was always awful according to her parents? It's kinda effed up that she was super homophobic to her own brother. That's just evil.
Yeah, and she goes back and forth between that. She'll defend LGBTQ folks, and then because she'll claim, oh, I'm one of them. I'm defending, and then she'll come down hard on them when it's convenient for her. She actually has no allegiance to anything. It's just whatever she feels like. When did she call you mukbang sins? Yeah, it's probably what. When did she call you a sex offender? I must have missed that. I saw the clip where you came on there and you confronted her about the pedo. Oh, was it? It must have been after that clip. I'm about to check that again. No, Alex's voice is 100% real. Untangle the Net is only $60 from launching. Yep. So you help Lola with her project and you get Shani content. Definitely get that. You got to go back to the beginning. This is the end. I am ending this. Just trying to take some. Oh, if you're not following me on fucking Twitch, you might want to, because I'm going to be streaming some more of this and just kind of casually talking. She did the other day. Oh, I'm late then. I'm gonna have to check Tarbot. Thank you for that. That we need to add that to the compendium of the Shani. That's new. I missed that one. And remind me, Alex, to send you this video that I need to actually. I think I already have it uploaded. Remind me to get you the link to this, Alex. Remember to get you the link. Let's see. I sound like a nasally douche. So I'm an abuser and a lying private investigator. Well, Lola, Lola Haxers. Yes, you are a terrible person, and soon as Rev
It's not a real fucking gun. Help me.
Shani Keen, OnlyFans Queen. Oh, it's disgusting. As soon as Rev finds out who you work for, that's it. You're done. You're done. You're finished. All the things I will send you. Oh, and these clips too. I'm gonna send that all to you. Ironically, she was the one who asked Alex to investigate the video. Yeah, that was the funny part, right? But she doesn't care. If you notice a theme with Shani, if she can use people, she will. And once she's sort of done using them and it's getting boring for her, she'll just throw them under a bus, make up shit, just for her own entertainment. And that's one of the reasons she's a terrible person. Who's waving at me? Quit waving at me. My name on anything is Dragnauct. Everything. If you want to find me, Dragnauct. 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 After Alex watched the porno video twice, I didn't see any sexual harassment. Yeah. Weird. Will you donate my super chats to something worthwhile? Sure. Steak or lobster bisque, your choice. Actually, what I'm probably going to be doing is donating a portion of the last super chat shit that I got, and probably the next one to Hurricane Laura relief funds. So I'm not sure if my parents' place got damaged, so some of it might go towards them, depending on the damage assessment. I got to talk to her later tonight, tomorrow, but I'll probably be donating some money to Hurricane Laura relief. Got my Nora music with sexually harassing her. Oh, it sexually harasses everyone, of course. That's what it's for. She called Pimp and Sabisky rapist. Yeah, even though she's the one who sexually harassed Missy Ann, and she keeps ignoring that for some weird reason. On OnlyFans, her name is Dragnauct. Ew, nasty. Yep. Crazy Renee just said it. Yep. She doesn't want to. I don't know why she didn't want to address that. I have a screenshot of her sexually harassing me. There's several screenshots of her sexually harassing Missy. She seems to ignore that for some weird ass reason. That's so weird. And you don't hear G-Man caping for Missy Ann either, which he wants everyone to tackle things fairly. You want don't call one person, so call everybody. I've yet to hear him acknowledge Missy Ann being sexually harassed by Shani. It might have something to do with the fact that Missy hasn't been trying to send him money. I'm just throwing it out there. Just saying. Just saying. Donate to Alex is always right fun. Oh man, I'm gonna go broke donating to that. There's so many different subscriptions. Hey man, you don't have to, man. You're good. I found you're on ACA. Knew you otherwise would like a perspective. Yeah, I do this shit for fun. The ACA stuff is sort of, when they want me on, they want me on. But I'm sort of somewhat removed from that whole sphere. There are plenty of people that take all that stuff really, really, really seriously, and my hat's off to them. I am here to have a good laugh and to just offer my opinion on stuff, and I'm, not beyond reproach. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Can't wait to have you on again. Yeah, just let me know, man. The game is New World. Yes, this game is New World. I think it's going to be up until September 4th. The server information is on my community tab if y'all want to join us. Bro, I agree with you, man, for bro's heart. I appreciate it. I appreciate people who agree with me, but I appreciate people more who disagree with me. Please don't feel the need just to sit here. This is not who fucking case or this isn't Emo Howling Wolf stream. This isn't G-Man stream. This isn't Shanny and Rev stream. You don't have to blow smoke up my ass or agree with everything. That's for those people. That's why they are the lowest cow that they are, because they only want people to kiss their asses. That's why Shanny and Rev don't really have a viewership now, because they can't stand people disagreeing with them. That's why Emo's upset, because people are even asked his ass, is it okay for people to disagree with you? My people making statements about me. Just whining ass bitch. Stop it. Quit it. He's supposed to be a grown man. Stop it. So, anyway, what else was I gonna say? Tuesday, I think it's part 24 of the Eviction Saga. If you have not seen the Eviction Saga, actually that was mentioned here by Betty, start from episode 1. I need to update it. I think the last 2 or 3 videos may not be on the playlist, but it's easy to find on my channel. I will update stuff. Wednesday, everybody will have access to the Whale Crown. Actually, let me play a little bit. I'll play just a little bit of the Battle of the White Whale, the new video. I'll play just a little bit. Let me not play that. That's definitely porn. I'll play just a little bit for y'all, give y'all a taste. Patrons and channel members have already seen it, and everybody else see it probably Wednesday. There we go. Battle of the White Whale.
I have unblocked every single person from my channel. But we have some rules. This is your second chance that we are giving you guys. Or third or fourth or 10th or 20th. How many times have I blocked and unblocked you guys? I don't know. But I unblocked all you individuals, and I'm giving you guys a chance to be respectful toward me and treat me like a human being. Because we need to be treated like human beings.
Oh, look at this. We have our boyfriend. Hi, boyfriend. How are you? What are you hiding, big boy? Oh, he's hiding. He's shy. Okay, before you come on my show, you're gonna have to respect my boundaries and put on a shirt. You're gonna have to put on a shirt. He's not gonna be on my show until he puts on a shirt, like a respectful gentleman.
That's all you get. That's it. That's it. That is it. So, y'all gonna have to wait. Anyway, that's it. I will play y'all out. Let me actually find the video. There we go. We're gonna play I Love Black People, since Sandal was so kind enough to make a Shanny intro for me. Thank you. Appreciate you, bros. Appreciate yous. Appreciate you. Where is it? There it is.
He has done a lot of things to me. So no, I don't regret calling him that word. Because any man, I don't care what skin color you are, any person who tries to steal your house and your home is a fucking
Fucking four little fucking thug bitches.
I love black people.
Fucking thug bitches.
I love black people.
And they said something they didn't like, it was automatically that fucking nigger.
I love black people.
Black lives matter.
I love black people.
Black lives matter.
I love black people.
Well, these Black Lives Matter, they did take a kneel peacefully, and you didn't fucking listen to them. Is there lingering racism in me? Maybe. I'm with Ice Cube. Yeah. I'm with Ice-T. Yeah. I'm with Snoop Dogg.
I love black people.
Yeah. You want me to feel good about black people after being robbed?
I love black people.
Yeah. The fuck you are, it just came out.
Because I'm not a racist, I love black people.
Yeah.
I'll be fucking racist all day long. Because I'm not a racist, I love black people.
Yeah. But it's okay for them to call me a white nigger.
Because I'm not a racist, I love black people.
Yeah. They think what they do, they can get away with because they're black.
I love black people.
Yeah. Go fuck yourselves, all of you.
Because I'm not a racist, I love black people.
Yeah.
I don't owe you shit, nigger.
Yes, you do. I love black people.
Fucking thug bitches.
I love black people.
Fucking thug bitches.
I love black people.
And they said something they didn't like, it was automatically that fucking nigger.
I love black people.
Black lives matter.
I love black people.
Black lives matter.
I love black people.
Well, these Black Lives Matter, they did take a kneel peacefully, and you didn't fucking listen to them. Is there lingering racism in me? Maybe.
I'm a Niger. I'm a Niger, like a major Niger. You can derive what word I'm saying without saying it.
White nigger. Call me a white nigger.
I'm a Niger. I'm a Niger, like a major Niger.
I'm part Nigerian, which is where we get the N-word. So does that give me clout in the community? I'm just reporting facts, folks. That's all I'm doing. I'm like Alex Jones reporting facts.
I'm a Niger, like a major Niger.
Like when you accept Jesus, it changes your DNA. I believe that.
What the fuck is so interesting about Michelle Obama, and what the fuck did she do in the White House that made her so great anyway? And is it because she's black? Is that the only greatness she has, is she's black? And
You want to try to be in the cool I'm not racist card game? I'm not racist